Alright, hold on for a moment. Just have a look at this laptop. Just have a look. So let me just turn it on. Have a look. Just have a look at the condition and imagine what it's turning on. Just see. You'll be surprised at what happened to this laptop. So that's the condition. And a client brought in this laptop to me for repair, and I had to change the casing. So you see this, I was changing the casing from the broken one to this used one but in good condition, the one in gray. So I was supposed to change it to that. So it's a hectic of a work there, but you won't believe what happened to this laptop, because the story was given, even me as a technician, I couldn't believe it too, because even if it is what I was being told, how could it have just broken apart just at the center, right in the middle? And then to make matters even more astonishing is that the laptop is still turning on, like it's still working normally. The keyboard is okay, everything is okay. So right there I was fixing the new casing that I was supposed to replace now with the broken one. I was fixing those screws. How do you call them? I don't know, screwdriver washers or something. Those are the metals that hold the screw in place. And at some point somebody told me that these things are made of gold. You see the way they're somewhat golden, they're made of gold. So I was wondering if they're made of gold. See, you can just go and assemble a laptop, or just go and look for laptop plastic casings, and then you remove those parts because they are gold. So why don't you just go and remove them? Then, as far as I'm concerned, gold is so valuable. So actually if those parts were gold, it would be more valuable than even doing the actual repair of this laptop. So I don't know if the story is true, but I'll do some research. I don't think they're gold, but that's the story that I had. So I was using super glue to reinforce them after fixing them in position, to the right positions. And this is not an easy task, but at least if you're somebody who's just well conversant with it, you can do it at a very short time, just the way I'm doing. So that was removing the screwdrivers on the old casing. I have to detach everything from the motherboard, from the casing, sorry. I have to remove the motherboard and separate it from the casing, just everything, so that I can transfer them to this new casing. So right there you see how the casing is. The casing is as broken as I don't know what. Remember, I haven't told you what the customer told me concerning what happened to this laptop. And I'm just about to say it, but before I say it, please, if you like the content on this account, don't forget to subscribe, and always don't forget to just tap on the like button on these videos, because I really appreciate your views. And how will I know you are around if you didn't leave a like behind? So please do leave a like behind, and if you're a new viewer to this account, if you're new to this account, just please leave your subscription behind, because I really appreciate. So as I was changing the casing, I had to clean the motherboard too. See how it was dirty initially, but I brushed off the dirt. You have to clean everything, because after all, the repair you're doing has to be as good or as clean as possible. So you see, I had to clean it and ensure it's neat. You see how the fan is. The fan also is it's full of dust, so I had to clean it too. And you see, I'm holding a shoe brush. A shoe brush can do so many stuff. You can use it on your hair, you can use it on your shoes, you can use it even as a technician. You see, it's something that it's productive. You can use it economically. Like right now I'm using it economically to clean the fan or even parts of a motherboard. It's useful. It all depends on how you use it. So you see, I'm using it to make money. So I cleaned the fan. You see how the fan was clean. After that, I removed that's the hard disk. If you don't know hard disk, that's how a hard disk look like. If you're watching these contents for the first time, that's how a hard disk look like. And it was also full of dust, and I had to clean it too. So that is it. I was cleaning it. So I had to do this operation so fast because the client is just in front of me and waiting for the laptop to be finished. Yeah, at times I do these things live in front of the customer, so that at least he or she understands that it's not an easy task, but it requires a professionalism and a keenness to do such an operation, because if you messed up just a little bit, especially on the motherboard, then you'll end up with a dead thing. So assume you're a technician and a client has just brought in a laptop for a repair, and maybe the screen was just functioning properly, and then as you're doing your servicing and the rest, you end up damaging the screen. What will you tell the customers? So just have to be keen, because at the end of the day, if you happen to spoil the screen, you'll replace a new screen and the budget will be on you. So here I was loosening the grip on the hinges a bit, because the hinges were a bit stiff, so I had to loosen them. See, so I had to be so careful not to damage the screen once again, and I was trying to loosen them with the pliers, but it wasn't working. Well, the hinge is still attached to the screen, so I had to remove the hinge from the screen for safety purposes, and there to oil it, that's oil, so as to make it at least smooth or soft. I don't know if soft is the right term, especially where there's a hinge, but at least it won't be as rough or as stiff as it was initially. So you see right there, I managed to remove it, and it was easy to loosen it. So I loosened the one on this side and the other on the other side. It was a very lengthy process, and then finally it was done, and now it was time to put back everything in place. So first, the screen, I had to place it back, because that's the most important, not as important as much, but one of those things that you should be really careful with, because once again, if you break it apart, then the cost will be on you as a technician. So that's why I had to be so keen with it. And right there was placing the motherboard to the new casing now. Here too, you have to be so keen, because you might leave one of the connectors behind, and then after doing all this stuff, you'll have to come back to something that you already finished, or you'd have finished earlier. So right there, I placed the last connector in place, and then I had to confirm everything is in correct place, and then I screw the motherboard in place. So it's okay, and just ensuring that everything is just as fine as possible. Once again, if you've watched this video to this point, as I am trying to put this back, kindly don't forget to like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this account, because I really appreciate the support. It's just been a month, and we are so far in terms of subscribers. I think you're really liking the content here, and if you continue supporting me, I think I'll do great, and even some amazing content here, just with tech, things that you've never seen, or things that you can only imagine. So imagine right now we are repairing a laptop that had been stepped on by a rhino at the national park. So the client, the owner of this laptop, was using this laptop. He went with it to the national park, and as she was using it, unfortunately it fell on the ground, and it got stepped on by a rhino. So that's why it split apart, and by good luck, it was just stepped on once, and the casing didn't completely get damaged, so it just break apart, and the laptop was still working. So I don't know how they even managed to retrieve it, because me, if a lion or if just any wild animal steps on my laptop, I don't think I'll have that energy to look back or come and pick the laptop and maybe take it to a technician for repair. I cannot even imagine that moment, because it's so scary. But you see, it was meant to be this way. That was just meant to happen. And right here I am, trying to fix it back, and I think I'm just right on track to make history. Yeah? I think I'm going to make history. Maybe you might see it as a small thing, but imagine this laptop had just been stepped on by a rhino. Huh? Do you know how many tons a rhino weighs? I think I've forgotten, but it is it tons or kg? But I think it's tons, because that thing is so heavy. If you've been to a national park, a rhino is as big as an elephant. Yeah. So right there I was replacing back the speakers, because the speakers were important. If you happen to be doing such a repair and then you forget to put the speakers, so imagine you just screwed the laptop and everything is in place, but now there's no sound, only to notice later that you didn't put back the speakers. So you just have to confirm everything, ensure that everything is in place and in order, just as I did here. Yeah, a moment of silence for you to once again check on the subscription button and the like button. A moment of silence. And in the comment section, if you don't believe this laptop had been stepped by Rhino, you can comment on the comment section and maybe just give you a genuine reason, because after all, I'm just the second party or the first person that received the story. You are getting the story from me. So if you are to doubt me, then I'll have to doubt the owner of this machine for the reason he gave me or she gave me concerning the damage on the laptop. So right there, I'm just about to finish doing everything, and the final touches have to be very keen so as not to mess up things. And I'm just getting done confirming the RAMs, ensure the fan is in place, closing the lid. Then I have to test the laptop if it is functioning properly. So I just screw the two top screws to harden or to strengthen the grip on the hinges. So I had to close the two top ones, and then after that, as usual, we have to confirm our machine. Remember, after all these procedures, I'll have to clean this machine to ensure that it's at neat or it just look as clean as a new one. So there you go. I tried turning it on. Unfortunately, it was turning on but turning off again. So it means there's another problem that I developed. This is one of the things that I hate as a technician, and it means I'll have to open it and check it. So I opened it, and there's an issue with the power cable and it was not turning on. So I replaced the power port, sorry. So after replacing the power port, everything is okay, and now it's turning on. So I just have to do some cleaning. So you see, you have to have your brush as usual, then the foam cleaner, do some cleaning with the brush. You see how the brush is useful here, so useful. Yeah, so I did the cleaning, remove those footsteps of the Rhino. Yeah, everything, sure the laptop is just as neat, as clean. Once again at the top, clean everything, brush the dust away. So I'm almost getting done. You can see the way the laptop is becoming clean. So I think it is like a paint, so it was not coming out, and it's understandable. So you have to clean the keyboard. Remember, if you're cleaning the keyboard of a laptop, you can use a wet cloth, but not a wet one that has like running water. Just use some wet cloth and ensure it's wet but somehow dry, yeah, so that the water from the cloth doesn't spill on the keyboard, because once the water spill on the keyboard, then some of the keys won't function and have to replace the whole keyboard. So that was the procedure, and you can see how clean the laptop is getting. Look at the screen, just have a look at the keyboard. Everything is neat, just as neat as it's almost getting or becoming a new laptop. Yeah, see, so there's nothing impossible. They always say before a man or before God, there's nothing impossible. Okay, before God, before a man. See how the laptop is as clean as new.